Hello everyone, this will be the look I will be creating today. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get into it.
We make money, but you honest. This is jail case. We make money.
Hey everyone, I know it's been a while, but I'm back and I can't wait to give you guys more videos. I want to say thank you so much to the subscribers that have been with me since the beginning. I appreciate you all so much, and I want to say welcome to my new subscribers. I hope you all enjoy this channel. I would love for you guys to leave me comments and let me know the things you would like for me to do, that you want to see me do, so that way I can have those videos out for you all. Right here, I'm just lightly etching the natural nail with my sanding bit. All you're doing here is just taking off that natural shine and any oils on the nail plate, and you're lightly roughing the nail plate so that way the products can become more adhesive to the natural nail. I'm going to try not to do too much talking in this video just because a lot of it is repetitive information. So if you guys want me to do more talking throughout most of the videos, just let me know in the comment box below and I can do that for you all. So right here, I'm just going to dust off all the excess dust because you want a clean nail. Right here, these tips, I will have them in the description box below. But as you can see, they come with like an extra, I don't even know what to call that, but I usually cut it because if you can glue the whole nail to that, but it'll cover up most of the natural nail, and just a personal preference, I don't want that. I prefer to cut them because I just believe it makes it more sturdy, I guess, because the base of the nail tip is connecting with the natural nail plate, and so it just makes more sense to me, I guess. But all nail tips do not come like this, but I like these nail tips because they're strong and they're sturdier nail tips, and so I prefer to use these, and I do cut them, but you don't have to. I was sizing them. I usually size all my nail tips first, and then I cut and glue them. As you can see, I'm using KDS glue. I will also have that in the description box below. I also did the other hand off camera just because it saves time, and I'm literally doing the same exact thing to the other hand. But again, if you guys want to see me do both hands, just let me know in the comment box below so that way I can have, what you all want to see. Right here, I go in with my small scissors to cut them to the desired length and to make sure that they are all even. I use scissors. It's a personal preference. Like sometimes I use my straight edge nail clippers. Sometimes I use scissors. Sometimes I use the nail tip cutters. It's really just whatever I grab, I guess. It's just a personal preference. So nothing picky about it or whatever. Right here, I go in with the curved scissors. I'm doing a tapered square look, and these nail tips are, once you cut them, they become like really straight square. So I want my tapered squares to kind of go in just a little bit more. So I use my curved tip scissors, and I just cut the edges off. And they'll kind of make like this hourglass shape, I guess you can say. But once you file them, they'll clean up really nice. They're going to look a little off when I'm freshly cutting them, as you can see, but once I file them, they'll clean up pretty nice. And again, it's just a personal preference. I believe you can still get the same exact look with regular scissors in a nail file. And it also just saves time. So, when I already cut it kind of towards the way that I want it to look, I don't have to do as much filing. Right now, I'm going in with my 80 grit nail file. You always want to be mindful when you're using a coarser nail file to be careful with your clients because it is really coarse and you can still cut them. So you always want to make sure when you have an 80 grit, because an 80 grit nail file is one of the coarser nail files, just to, be light on your hands and be careful. As you can see, mine has been beat up and through some things. So I'm putting a little bit more pressure on it because it's not as coarse as it was when I took it out of the package. But it still gets the job done because it is still one of my coarser files. And I like the look that it gives. So as you can see, you want to just file and check in between files to make sure you're not over filing and to make sure that it's giving you the perfect shape that you're looking for. Now I'm going in with my straight edge nail clipper, which will also be in the description box below. And I'm just cutting off the small tips on the end, just so that way they can be really straight and they can all be even. And I just like to do this because it's just a personal preference. You can also just square them off with the nail file as well, but I just like the straight edge nail clipper because it saves time. Now I'm going back in with my sanding bit and I'm just lightly blending the nail tip and the natural nail together, so that way you won't have any lifting and you have a smooth nail plate for application. So I did decide to go ahead and change my mind. On the index finger, I decided to make it a stiletto just because I thought it would be cute and something different. So unfortunately, I didn't get to get that on camera, but I will have some more videos with stiletto nails so you guys can see how I shaped it. Right here, I'm just going in with the dehydrator. And then now I'm going in with the primer. So when you dehydrate the nail, you just dehydrate it to get off any extra excess oil, so that way you have no lifting. And the primer is super important, so make sure you remember to prime, because the primer is what makes the acrylic stick to the nail plate and last longer. Now you're ready for application. The key to having a neat and smooth acrylic application is to always keep your brush wet and keep it clean. You always want to make sure you're wiping your brush in between picking up products, because you don't want extra excess sticking into your brush, because you can mess up your bristles that way. And you also want to always keep your brush wet, because it helps products not stick and it helps make the acrylic smooth and not clumpy. In this video, I will have in the description box below the size and the style brush that I am using. The higher the number, the bigger the bead. I prefer to use 12, 14, or 16. Just depends on the length of the nails that I'm doing, because it is, you can pick up bigger beads and it's just for time purposes. You can move faster. Now closer towards the cuticle, I like to dry my bead out just a little bit, so that way it's not running, because you don't want the cuticle area running, because then it'll flood the cuticle and later on you will have lifting. to always make sure if you're doing any kind of raw glitter or any design or ombre effect, anything of that nature, you want to encapsulate it with clear acrylic, because what you don't want to happen is when it's time to foul, you foul off the design or any excess glitter or the ombre effect or anything of that nature. You don't want to foul it off. So as you can see, that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just capping it with clear acrylic. Once the acrylic application is done, you're now going to go back in with your foul and you're just going to redefine your shape. Make sure you're always checking when you're fouling so that way you're not over fouling, and that way you're getting that crisp shape that you want. Now I'm going in with my medium fine drill bit that will also be in the description box below. I'm just lightly going over the nail, and I just want to make sure I get any ridges or any lumps and clumps out so that way it is a smooth nail. Now, I prefer to use a little bit more time on my acrylic application so that way my acrylic is nice and smooth. So when it comes to fouling, I have little to no fouling to do, and it just saves for time. So for my beginner and my intermediate learners, the more you practice your acrylic application, the smoother and the better it will be. So it just takes practice. So make sure you just keep practicing. Now I'm going in with my buff. I believe it's 200, 220. I'm not sure, but I will put that in the description box below. You just want to buff the nails out. Make sure they're really nice and smooth. I'm dusting off any excess dust just to get the nail plate clean. And now I'm going in and I'm just putting some oil on the cuticles, replenishing them cuticles, because after all that fouling and stuff, you know I want the cuticles to look good. And I'm going to go and have my client wash her hands. She's back and look, they're looking nice and fresh and ready for some polish. I'm going in with my white gel liner polish. I will have that in the description box as well. And I'm just going in, and the design I'm doing is like a slant design. And so as you can see, I'll just be doing that across the nails, and I'll be cleaning it up with acetone. I always clean up any polish that I have with acetone, or you can use nail polish remover, but acetone works better, my personal preference. And so I just kind of put the white on the areas of the nail that I want to go on. And then as you can see right here, I'm just cleaning up with my acetone to give it that crisp look that I want. I went ahead and did the thumb off camera. Right here, I am going to go ahead and start the diamond placement. I prefer to use glitter underneath any full nail diamond just because it reflects better off the diamonds and it gives it more of a fuller effect. I'm using the Super Diamond Gel Glue. I will also have that in the description box below. The key to having your diamond stick is you want to have some type of diamond glue, and then you want to put your top coat on top of that so that way you have that extra adhesive so your diamonds don't go anywhere. Now right here, I'm just kind of filling out the diamonds. I'm just kind of placing them to where I think that they will fit and look nice and they will align with the shape of the nail. Diamond placement is important because it can either be really beautiful or not so beautiful. My tip to, and this is just my preference, to freestyling diamond placement is making sure they always align with the shape and fitting the diamonds almost as if you're doing a puzzle piece. And in my opinion, you can never go wrong wherever you decide to put the diamonds. As long as you align them with the shape and you fit them like a puzzle piece, you will always have a really nice diamond placement. Now for the finishing touches, I'm going to go ahead and top coat them. I decided to choose glossy because I thought it would look great with this look. And if you keep watching to the end, you will get to see the finishing product. Here's the finishing look. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Give me a big thumbs up, and I hope to see you next video.